Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video where we're going to talk about how to drive when it's cold. And the reason I'm saying how to drive when it's cold is because it's not the same thing when it's warm or when it's snowing or raining as it is when it's cold. So right now the temperature outside it currently feels like minus 37 degrees Celsius, and it's been like that now for a couple of days. So it's been cold, nights colder, days warm up ever so slightly, but regardless, it's still been very cold. So I figured, why not do a video on how to drive when it's really cold. So one thing, or first thing to keep in mind is when it's cold, your tires do not work the same as they do when it's warm. So especially for the people driving with all-season tires, when it gets this cold, your tire becomes like a solid brick. Essentially, almost like driving on skis, you can say. Because that rubber hardens, that tire becomes very useless. I know you're saying, oh, there's no snow, there's no ice. It doesn't matter. That tire does not have the same friction and grip with the asphalt or the road as it would when it's plus 30. Winter tires are a little better, but when it gets to extreme colds like this, it's still not the best thing for grip. So one thing, keep your distance, keep the space. Although the roads might seem just wet in some places, there could be black ice that you won't experience or you won't see until it's too late. So black ice is everywhere. You don't have the same grip, so keep the extra distance. Stay a little extra cautious, and you should be okay in that terms. Next thing that people do when it's really cold for some reason that I'm really scared of is when they drive like this and they zip up their jackets. See, I'll demonstrate like this, and they're driving like that. Driving like that is really dangerous. First of all, you don't hear the sounds that your car might be making. You don't hear the sounds that other cars might be making because you have your hoodie on. Or some people also have a toque and a hoodie, or earmuffs and a hood. As well as, once you have those hoods on, especially on some jackets, you got no peripheral vision. You'll have to turn your head entirely just to see your mirrors, which you shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to see your passenger seat as well as your mirror at the same time with your peripheral vision. When you put a big hoodie on, you don't see that. When you put a toque on, you don't hear the sounds your car makes. When it's really cold, things tend to break a lot more easily than when it's warm. Why? Everything is more brittle. Any plastic is more brittle, any rubber is more brittle. So just keep your hoodie off, turn on your heat. Every car these days has heat. If you don't have heat in your car, do not drive. That's the next point. Without heat, you can't defrost your windshield, you can't unfold your windows, you can't see, so you should not drive. Take the bus or get a ride from somebody who does have heat. In the car, I understand you gotta wear a jacket, and that's fine, but make sure that that jacket is also comfortable, that you can steer properly. You don't want to wear a jacket where you're tight and glued to your seat where you can't do anything, because, well, you don't have full control of your car that way. Another thing is gloves. Although it's great to wear gloves when you're driving, when you're outside, if you have driving gloves, that's great. Go for them, not an issue. But what a lot of people do is, I've seen people drive with ski mittens. You do not have full grip of your steering wheel with ski mittens. You can tell me as much as you want, oh, they're leather, it's this and that. You do not have full control of your steering wheel with mittens or with these really big, fluffy gloves to keep your hands warm. Warm up your car and off you go. Or just suck it up a little. Your hands will live. They will not break. They will not fall off. Yes, it's cold. Your car will warm up. If you watch my other video, how long do you warm your car up for? Until your RPMs drop. After that, start driving at it gently. Within 5 to 7 minutes, you'll have full heat in your car. You'll be comfortable. For 5 minutes, you will survive. The next thing to keep in mind when you're driving is, as I was mentioning earlier, is your car. Listen to the noises your car makes. Usually, if something's going to go wrong with your car, chances are it's going to go wrong on the coldest day of the year. Why? Well, when things are almost about to break and you freeze them and they become really hard and brittle, they're that much more likely to go. So if you have a bad belt, chances are it's going to break when it's cold. If you have any plastic trim that's kind of on the line, chances are it's going to break when it's cold. So, piece of advice, get your car checked out and make sure it's safe for the winter, before winter. Not when winter starts, before winter. As well as, get the battery tested. Most places offer free battery tests. You go in September maybe, or August, and you get your battery tested. They'll tell you your battery is good, your battery's bad. If it's bad, buy it then. Don't wait for the coldest day of the year to have your battery go bad and then say, oops, I should have done it sooner. Sorry, buddy. Go back to your car. When driving when it's cold, don't push your car hard. You can drive it normally, but I wouldn't say race your car when it's cold. Although cars do prefer to have the colder air coming into the engine and you have more cooling. As mentioned, everything is more brittle, everything is more prone to failing when it's cold. So, warm it up really well before you start pushing it. So, not warm it up well by letting it sit in your driveway for an hour, but drive it gently for half an hour. In most cases, in half an hour, your car will be fully warmed up. You can do whatever you want at that point. You should be okay. Aside from, say, your suspension components. That you have your car running or not, those components will still stay relatively firm and stiff. It's not the greatest thing, but that's the nature of it. So anyways, my recommendation is be smart. Think about what you're doing before you do it. And don't necessarily just think about yourself, think of others. So if you cause an accident, you're not just putting your life in danger, you're putting somebody else's life in danger. You're putting the life of somebody else's kids may be in danger. So if you don't have heat, if you can't see out your windshield, if you have your hoodie on that you have no peripheral vision, stop, pull over, wait for everything to defrost or warm yourself up before you go out and drive. So I could be a little over the top sometimes, but I have seen people drive with mittens, hoodies, or huge parkas zipped up to their top of their nose, windows fogged up, essentially an unsafe driver in an unsafe vehicle possibly. So take that minute, prepare yourself properly, and have fun driving when it's cold. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please feel free to subscribe, share, or like, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers. In your car you got heat, turn it, use it on, or turn it on like this. They'll bundle up, they'll zip their heads up to their jacket. Yeah.